It's safe to say that my lifestyle's a little bit different. Welcome back to the Blissful Athlete, everybody. Today is a big day for me. I just completed 1 year of consuming only liquids, no solid foods at all for 365 days. It's been a pretty amazing journey to go on and experience, and one that I'm excited to share. And I'm sure that a lot of people have a lot of questions like, what do you eat? Why are you doing this? Is your poop even solid? So I've been asked a lot of questions on various different platforms. Why am I doing this? Because I want a deeper connection to the divine. I want to really truly create this space of oneness with me and Paramashiva and unite in that deep space of eternal bliss. How am I doing it? The grace of my guru. After having his initiation in 2014, I know without a doubt my body's been transforming in so many different ways, and it's been just an incredible journey to take part in, and I know it is only because of the grace of the master. What are its benefits? I've never felt so aware. I've never felt so in tune with my body, so conscious, so present, so blissful for no reason. Feeling the space of Kundalini awakening just in random spaces and states. I've never felt so clean, detoxified. I feel better on literally every level of existence. And I can't say that I will ever go back to eating food again. You need to understand the context. You need to understand the story behind why am I even doing this. Some of you might know me. I was a former professional ice hockey player. I played 5 years of professional ice hockey, was fortunate enough to make it one step below the NHL. However, I was smacked in the face with a deep state of depression and then smacked in the face again from an enlightened being that just entered into my life and gave me this incredible experience of super consciousness that just awakened me to a whole new reality. Now, in 2013, I hit a complete depression. I hated the way I looked. I hated the color of my skin, my color of my eyebrows. I hated where I was in life. I felt like a failure on so many different dimensions. Fortunately enough, though, that rock bottom was exactly what I needed, because no longer the alcohol and chasing girls was that satisfying me, and I was finally open to spirituality for the first time in my life. When I started to open myself up to spirituality, eventually the guru that I came across on YouTube, who gave me an experience of super consciousness while I was on the other side of the world in Alaska, and it was a recorded video of him that he took in India. I just remember sitting there in this deep state of meditation, and all of a sudden it was just like he was in my inner space and my consciousness was now outside of my body. From that moment on, I was hooked. I knew I needed to go and experience what this guru was really doing and get a taste of this enlightenment that he kept speaking about. And that was exactly what I wanted. I wanted to experience the highest possibility for myself as a human. And I came to the realization that my soul uniting with the cosmic soul, yoga, is the purpose of our life. And I wanted to taste that reality. And so I jumped to India right away, and fortunately my mother came along with me, and we experienced this 21-day yoga meditation program with this enlightened master, this living avatar, and it was the most profound thing I've ever experienced in my life. Right away, I was completely changed. I no longer had this pattern of caring about what other people thought of me. I mean, look at me. I walk around in public like this in the Western world. You can imagine that people are looking at me and maybe turning their heads a little bit, but I don't care. I've lost this sense of I, this ego that cares and attaches to what people think of me. Along with that, I've lost this concept of what the human body is capable of and what we're truly able to achieve in this life. All thanks to my guru and this 21-day meditation, yoga meditation program. So From 2014, that very first program, I was initiated into something called Nirahara Samyama, which is a process of taking you beyond food itself. And this was something that was extremely interesting to me. Being an athlete, I just love diving into the body and seeing what I can do to physically push myself. And so naturally, when I heard about this 21-day liquid only diet where you go beyond food itself, it was something I wanted to explore. And the more that I did explore it, the more that I realized that this is not a diet. This is not something that you're doing to fast. No. It is something much more profound than that.
The purpose of the Samyama is to awaken your own natural intelligence of making food out of natural resources like sun rays, air, and the prana which is directly available to you from the space. Please understand, if fish can swim, you can swim. If bird can fly, you can fly. If plants can make food directly from the air and sun rays, your body can do that. Every extraordinary capability is inside your biomemory.
I went through this 21-day process in India, and it was absolutely amazing. It was a very challenging thing, though. I started to experience, for 21 days, I started to experience all of the attachment that I had to food, just the natural tendency to grab things when I didn't even want to eat it. Has that ever happened to you? I know it's happened to me a lot. You just start reaching for things unconsciously and putting them in your mouth, and I started to just become conscious of that and so aware of it. And then it was just beautifully, as I became aware of it, released from my being. And I started to learn more about this is very much a possibility, because a lot of the foods that we think that we need, a lot of those calories, they're not needed at all. And the more that I dove into the research after this program, I started to discover that this is something that is extremely possible. And there's yogis that have even been doing this for the past hundreds, thousands of years. Most recently, there's a yogi in India, just outside of Gujarat, that is able to live without any food and any water, and he's doing this strictly by living off of what's known as prana, life force energy alone.
Could this man hold the key to survival under extreme conditions? Prahlad Jani has been described as a hermit who claims to have wandered around India's jungles from the age of 8 and not eaten or drunk anything for nearly 70 years. His claims are now being put to the test. A key Indian medical institute is observing him in a private hospital in the western state of Gujarat, with already astonishing results.
That we are all watching a miracle in the science or biology, so to say. He has not eaten anything, he has not drank a little drop of any kind of liquid, but more importantly, he has not passed a drop of urine or stool.
The hospital has said that initial tests have shown the man has a brain resembling that of a 25-year-old, and that yogic exercises meant his body has undergone a biological transformation.
And that's exactly what this initiation is by my guru. When you're going through the Nirahara Samyama process, you are starting to absorb energy from different elements of our universe itself. But before I go any further, I'd like to thank the sponsor of this video, which is Ananda Ayurveda. You can check them out at anandaayurveda.org, and they are my own new company. My wife and I recently launched Ananda Ayurveda, and we are so excited to share our products with the world now. Our main 3 offerings are Harataki, Ashwagandha, and Triphala, all coming in powdered or capsule form. And these 3 products I take every day as a part of my liquid only journey. Harataki is great for detoxifying the body and infusing life force energy, prana, into your system. It's what my guru calls gold in powdered form. Triphala is another powder which is perfect for all 3 doshas. So no matter what your body type, it is a powder that's going to help you develop and maintain perfect health. And the final one, ashwagandha, this is something that's becoming more prominent in the health and fitness industry industry because its ability to boost your testosterone. It's also great for your joints and muscle recovery. It is a powder that everybody should be taking if you're wanting more life and energy as well. And not only that, 25% of all profits is being directly donated to the Nithyananda Sangha, whether that is to support the revival of Sanatana Hindu Dharma, Hindu monks across the world, or reviving the science of health or the science of life, that is Ayurveda. So check out our store and get 15% off if you choose to subscribe to any of these products. We would be grateful to have you join as a part of the Ananda Ayurveda family. So now today my diet is very consistent. I do have a regular schedule of smoothies, shakes, soups, juices, and teas. I have my first meal actually around 11 o'clock or so, and it's a fruit smoothie of bananas, blueberries, some frozen veggies, and then also a scoop of protein powder. After my morning smoothie, I have what's like an oatmeal type soup. I put about a half cup of oatmeal to a full cup of oatmeal, depending on how active I'm going to be that day. And I mix it in with a bunch of water, milk, peanut butter, and some sort of sugar. And normally lately it's been maple syrup. And then I make like a heated oatmeal type soup. So I am making sure that I get enough calories right now. But I'm not actually focused so much on calories like you might think. Now, as far as protein goes, we don't need as much as we think that we do. Actual modern research says that you need about 0.75 grams of protein per pound of body weight if you're wanting to gain muscle mass. And even that I feel is a stretch, as I've been around 0.5 grams of protein per pound of muscle for a very long time now. And I would say much less than 0.5 grams in a lot of days. And I'm still able to maintain my muscle mass, maintain my strength, and that's something that's really important to me. I don't want to be just skin and bones. I want to be strong and healthy and look fit as well, but not be consuming so much food. And so even the process of blending up all of my drinks or my smoothies and my soups, that means that I don't need to spend so much energy in digestion. So right away, if something's blended, a lot of my energy is preserved in that digestive process. And 20 to 30% of the calories that you get from consuming protein is actually gone towards digesting the protein itself. So that in its sense would mean if I'm already blending my food up, my protein up, then I need to spend less time and energy to digest the food. Therefore, I don't need as much protein as another person does that actually is chewing it and breaking it up into smaller pieces, but still much larger chunks than a nice liquefied blend of protein. And so today I'm at about 186, 187 pounds. I'm 6 foot tall, and I feel like I've never been healthier. I've never felt more in tune with my body. And yes, for some reason, my poop is still very solid. I think it has something to do with the shakes. Now, yes, I currently obviously believe that I need calories, that I need protein to survive. But as I go through this journey of kind of releasing these different layers of beliefs and cognitions, I'm trying to support my body through it. And so I also supplement. I make sure that I get multivitamins in me every day. I'm making sure that I get enough just liquids in general, hydrating. I make sure that I get a decent amount of protein. And so this is really a long, drawn out process. I don't see this as like, I'm just going to stop eating food tomorrow. I am approaching this in a very long form goal. However, I think I'm well on my way.
Nirahara Samyama is the amrita I am giving to all of you, nectar I am giving to all of you, that can detoxify any poison gone into your system, any chemicals, toxins gone into your system. Once a year, do 21-day Nirahara Samyama. Don't miss.
What I think the people in the West really need to understand is this science of Ayurveda, the science of life, that is very much the backbone of modern day medicine as well. Haritaki, for one, is an extremely powerful herb that my guru suggests that all of his disciples take every day. And that's because it's the #1 herb that can distribute prana, life force energy, into all of your tissues. And although there's not a ton of studies available on Haritaki, just like turmeric took a little bit of time until the West understood its potency, Haritaki is starting to be understood as a very powerful herb as well. I kind of like to describe it as like the Buckley's cough medicine, cough syrup. It tastes awful, but it works. Ultimately, it helps cleanse the digestive tract, keep the stomach and gut clean, which is a very important reason also why I'm doing Nirahara Samyama, because my guru says just keep a clean stomach and I'll give you enlightenment.
All the digested food should leave your stomach. That is enough for you to feel trust on life. See, more Jadaragni is alive, you will feel so much trust on life. That is why I am saying, castor oil is God in liquid form, Haritaki is God in powder form. If you are my disciple, if you already have a trust on me, try this for a few days. When I utter, it may look very weird because you are brought up in the Western way of binary logic. I am brought up with the Eastern way of Nayayika and Vaiseshika, multi-dimensional logic. Understand? Try one Nirahara Samyama, you will understand what I am saying. If the bioenergy in your Manipuraga is increased, the trust level on life will just go up.
Even modern science is starting to prove that 95% of the serotonin in your body comes from your gut, which means that there's a direct correlation between what you eat and the state of your mental health. If you're consuming dead flesh, animals that are ridden with fear, toxins, and that's sitting in your stomach and just rotting there day after day because it takes forever for you to digest, that affects how you process life, how you view reality. You literally can't create as much serotonin as somebody that is a vegan or is consuming only liquids. We have so much junk in our stomach, in our intestines, so much crap that's just sitting there. These toxins need to get flushed out of our system so the Kundalini, this deep, powerful energy that's sitting within us, can be shot up your spine. And ever since 2014, when my Kundalini was awakened, I've never been able to play with that energy so much as I can today, just because I've been on this liquid-only Nirahara Samyama journey. Now, yes, as you can imagine, there were some difficulties along this journey so far. I've had experiences where I felt like I wanted to break, I wanted to eat food. This is something that you really need to experience for yourself and understand that this is a spiritual journey where you can really go inward and listen to your body and infuse consciousness into various different dimensions of your being that you didn't know existed. And there's a lot of powerful tools that my guru has given us, his disciples that are going through this process, to really internalize and empower yourself to ferociously overcome these powerless patterns. And one of them is known as the Mahavakya, where you continuously chant Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. And when you chant this japa, this mantra, continuously in your throat center and really cognize it, its meaning, I am the creator of the cosmos. I am the all-powerful being, Paramashiva. I am that ultimate state of consciousness. I am in this space of eternal bliss. That is my true identity. When you recognize yourself in that situation where you're struggling and you think, oh, I want this food, all of a sudden it becomes something that's a little less serious, and you can't really take that so serious. You can't take this little craving so serious, because your true identity is imperishable. You are imperishable. When you die, you can't die. It's just your body that dies. When you cognize that your natural state is eternal bliss, you are the creator of the cosmos. You came from the creator of the cosmos. Therefore, you are the creator. That is such an empowering cognition, and it's something that's really helped me along this journey as well. And so if you're a serious spiritual seeker and you do want to explore the possibilities of your own consciousness, of your own being, I really do highly recommend trying out the Nirahara Samyama process. You do not need to do 1 year of it right away. You can actually go through the first level process, which I did in 2014 and did even 5 times after that, which is a 21-day initiation. When you submit on a request that you want to take part in this Nirahara Samyama process, he blesses and initiates each and every individual into that process. And it's really quite incredible. As you can tell, I've gone now a year doing this. And so now, that being said, a lot of people understand or think that they're consuming a healthy diet, but every body is different. I think it's really beneficial if you learn what your unique dosha is. And a dosha is the three energies that make up your body: Vata, Pitta, and Kapha. And each individual has their own unique combination of these three doshas that stays constant throughout your life. And it serves as a sort of a blueprint for your health. Unless you understand what your dosha is, you might be thinking that you should be eating quinoa and kale, but in actuality, that could be terrible for your dosha. And so I highly recommend learning what your dosha is so you can support yourself even more so throughout this process. My daily routine, like you saw at the very beginning, is also something that is extremely important in helping you make this happen. And as you saw at the beginning of my video, you noticed a part of my morning routine, which is the Shuddhi Kriyas, cleaning my internal body, keeping the body as pure as possible with a daily enema, eye wash, jala neti, nasal cleanse. And as I said, I take harataki as well. And this process helps keep me pure, keep me clean, keep me absorbing as much energy in different ways as I can. Now, the other thing that I do every morning is I practice Nithyananda yoga, a 108 traditional yoga asana sequence revealed by my guru that keeps my Kundalini Shakti awakened continuously. Every morning, it's like I get a whole new breath of life just by moving my body and connecting to the divine in a very authentic way. So I can't say that I'm just consuming only liquids. I'm consuming other sources of energy. I'm connecting to the divine already. And it really is empowering me throughout the rest of my day as well. And one final resource I want to give for everybody is I've created a free ebook that you can get in the description below. It has a list of different drinks that I consume throughout the day and some recipes that you can follow along with a little bit more context. And again, there's a free link in the description below for that. The truth is, we are not just these physical beings. We are more than just a human being. We are spiritual beings having a spiritual experience. I've experienced myself, thanks to my guru, that my consciousness is outside of my body. And not only that, he is also able to be in that external space with me as well. This is too incredible of a way of existing, and I'm too excited to see where this journey takes me. And who knows if I can actually even live completely off prana itself. But that is the goal, and that is the journey that I'm starting to explore. And yeah, if you enjoyed this video and you want to follow me on that journey, consider subscribing and hitting the bell icon for those updates. And of course, if you are new here, you may have seen that I do continue to work out. I have continued an intense yoga asana practice. I weight lift, and I share all of that on my YouTube channel as well. So thank you so much for tuning in, everybody. I hope this video helped clear some questions, and if it didn't, definitely subscribe and come to the live Q&As that I do every now and then, and I'd be glad to answer any more of your questions. And so, as always, may you be eternally blissful. Nithyananda.